Hi, I'm Brittany and welcome to Proverbs Study. So today we are getting into the meat of Proverbs 5:13. So this was good. Okay, so Proverbs 5:13 reads, "And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me." So, and, not, and nor, they all have the same Hebrew word of lo, okay? Have and obeyed have the same word of shamad or shamed or shamea. Those are two ways to say it. Then the voice of is the Hebrew word kol. The my teachers is the word yara. Inclined is that word that we know, natah. Mine ear is the word that we know, ozen. Those are words that we've used before in Proverbs. We've studied that before. And then to them that instructed me is the word lamad. So let's get into it. So have, okay, and have not obeyed the voice of, okay? So I'm going to break down the word have, which is shamed or shamea. It means to hear, listen to, obey, and understand, or give heed to and yield to. Okay, so we talked about this before with obeying the Lord, obeying the word of your father, because you know that your father loves you, that he is giving this to you for your good. You now yield yourself. So you say, stop myself, stop my soul, stop everything that's in me. Let me pay attention to what my father is saying. Let me give heed to, let me pay attention to, give my full attention to, okay, let him instruct me. The voice of is the word kol, and that's just the sound or the noise. Okay, so, and this was talking about in the context of I have not. Okay, so this is unless, if we don't listen to the voice of our father and not go in the direction of or to the door of the strange woman's house, unless this will happen, unless that will happen. So this is in line with those unless these things will happen. So, and so this is what you're going to declare. First, you were declaring, in regret. Oh, how I hated and despised instruction, right? This is the second thing that you're going to declare, and have not obeyed. Okay. So you haven't heard, you haven't listened to, you haven't understood, you haven't given heed to, you haven't yielded to the voice of, okay, the sound of your teachers. Okay. So my teachers, yara, is so interesting. So that word yara, it actually means throw or shoot. Okay. Which I thought was like, okay, that's strange. But then closer to the Hebrew meaning of my teachers in Proverbs 5:13, it says to throw water. And I was like, okay. So they're talking about, they're also talking about your teachers who instruct you and give you direct instruction, right? So when I thought about throwing water, another context in another part of Proverbs uses water as the water, God raining down water from heaven. And I said, and God had me looking at this plant and just marveling at it while I was praying. And I said, wow, this plant has grown so much. It's like it was growing the whole time. I didn't even realize it. It's supposed to be a tree. And it's starting, like I'm watching the beginnings of a tree, and it's a house plant, and it's like so tall now, and it's not to the height of a tree. Of course, it's sitting on my table, but like so many leaves have formed from it, and all of this has come from it. And I'm like, wow. And God just reminded me, you've been watering it regularly. You haven't forgotten about it. You've been paying attention to it. And I was like, that's what teachers do. Teachers pay attention and they water children. They water those that God sends them to instruct. And the point of instruction is to grow. And so you've hated something because of this strange woman. You've hated growing. And so the voice of your teachers, the voice of the one that God has sent to throw water on you to help you grow, you've hated. Nor have you inclined your ear. Inclined, again, we talked about this, but the definition of nata is be stretched out. Okay? Meaning of men in obedience. So that means it's going to take some work. When you stretch your rubber band, you're going against the rested nature of the rubber band. So you have to be stretched, right? To actually incline your ear means you have to put forth effort into stretching yourself out to make sure that you're hearing correctly. And then you're being obedient to God and his commands. And it also means incline one's heart, especially through your ear, to a teacher inspired by God. So if it's your parent, if it's your father, if it's your guardian, if it's your teacher in school, whoever this person is in your life that is sent to instruct you, and you've gone in the opposite direction, because you didn't want to incline or stretch out, put forth the effort that it takes to sit and understand what your teacher is teaching you. That's when we usually go against what God intends for us, is when we don't listen to instruction. We don't listen to the teachers that God has inspired to teach us. And so, ozen, it means mine ear. Okay, that's just your organ of hearing. And then to them that instructed me, which is you haven't learned or exercised in, which lamad means exercise in or learn of your teachers. So this is a picture of the effort that it takes. That, yes, nobody likes, right? Nobody likes school. Nobody likes sitting there. Some people do. I love it. But some people don't. Some people don't like sitting there and listening to people tell them what to do. I've heard that 1,000 times being a teacher. But it's okay. Just because you don't like it does not mean it's bad. Just because it takes effort doesn't mean that it's bad. It takes effort to stay away from the things that bring us into a wrong path. There's a reason why. It's hard. It's because, yes, it's tempting. Yes, it's attractive. Yes, it's easy, right? It's easy to just do whatever. But God in his wisdom has sent wise words to instruct us. And it would behoove us. It would be so good for us. It would be like rain down from heaven that God pours out on the earth to make things grow. It would just be so good if we would just do the effort to sit under wise instruction from teachers who are inspired by God so that we can grow. It's so good for us. So I hope this encourages you to just get more into the word and to understand. That's what this is all for, just to understand more of what God is saying. And if this is helpful, please let me know. I love being encouraged, and just God bless you.